Hello to everyone watching us out there. Welcome to Logical-NDE, a place where we exchange stories of people's close calls that they have told us about. If this is your first time viewing one of our videos, we would like to let you know that we create content for curious individuals who are interested in learning more about the afterlife. We sincerely appreciate your support by liking, sharing, and subscribing to our channel if you genuinely enjoy viewing these kinds of stories. This way, you'll be able to stay up to date on all of our new releases, including this one. For our devoted listeners, indeed, it certainly appears to be the absolutely ideal hour and time to settle with a good cup of tea and keep on going to savor today's session as we continue discussing the near-death experience of a young man of 28 years old from Orlando who was going through his divorce when he experienced a 15-minute sight of the other world. Let us discover claims Mr. Jacob Roy made through his narrative in his own words. When I was 25, I got married to my fiancée of 3 years. For quite some time, I had been hoping to wed her. Like most young men my age, I had planned every aspect of the wedding on my own, and I was very eager to start a new chapter in my life. I was mentally prepared for the days ahead, and was aware that some modifications might be necessary, but I knew that as long as Christy was by my side, I would gladly make any necessary adjustments. The wedding was a lavish affair because Christy wanted it to be, and I didn't want to offend her in any way. After our wedding, everything went rather smoothly for the first several months. It was the honeymoon phase, as they put it. Up until I realized I was being incredibly naive, I had always loved her and believed she felt the same way. She believed I was a possessive man who wouldn't let her enjoy her life when we first started fighting, for which I was meant to apologize, but it didn't just stop there. I tried my hardest to get her to love me back by changing myself and making compromises wherever I could, but it never worked. She kept bringing up how poor I was and how I couldn't afford the lifestyle she deserved over those 3 years. Her demand of divorce didn't come as a surprise to me, but the reason she offered for it broke me down. She was in love with someone else. We were divorced a week prior to our 3rd anniversary. I fell into an extremely depressive episode where I shut myself completely down after the event. Men who are going through a divorce find it very difficult because they not only lose their sense of self-identity, but also because they continue to be stigmatized by society. It was a terrible period of my life. During those days, I would go for long drives to get my mind off things and, in turn, focus on being more productive because my constant dropping mental health status took a toll on my work. Once returning from one such drive, I felt a car heading speedily towards mine. A minute or so later, I sensed and heard it hit me from behind. I felt, heard, and saw my car drive forward into the van in front of me as the collision caused my head and chest to surge forward. I lost consciousness as soon as my automobile struck the SUV. I closed my eyes for a while, then opened them to find my head pounding because of the deafening noises. A car crash is shocking, and movies and books don't do a good job of capturing it. It is a type of emotional blindness that is akin to seeing without seeing. I opened my eyes, but I was blind to any sort of light. I tried to get up, and I felt like I was floating through the air. That feeling was brand new. I had no way of adjusting to my surroundings because it was completely dark. When I tried to utter a word, it fell flat on my tongue because I suddenly heard a voice. "What brings you here?" I once more lost consciousness just from the voice. In the dark, nothing was visible to me. Then people's shouts could be heard all around me. A massive fire could be heard nearby, and I could smell coal, wood, and gasoline all burning simultaneously. The heat there was so intense, I could feel my head boiling. With time, the howls and cries of the people grew louder. I felt like I was going to melt away there, and then as the heat blasted through me, I started sweating a lot. I heard that we were moving toward hell from a distant location. At that very moment, I felt 2 hands grab me and raise me. My flesh was being torn apart by the nails, and the heat, agony, and shouts grew intolerable. I was aware that I would be cast into hell. We reached nearer to the fire, and I felt all the blood circulating inside my body heat up. The agony was unbearable. I could hear people screaming from every corner. We were going to pay for all of our sins today. Right then I was flung from top of somewhere, and the grip on my arms loosened completely. I instantly knew what had happened. I had gotten thrown to hell. Exactly at the moment when all bedlam broke loose, I opened my eyes again. This time, my eyes magically were functioning. I could see a lot of white light above my head. I tried to make out the figures I could see, but in vain. At that very moment, I felt something prick into my skin. Injection. It was the hospital. I was alive. I was told that I had been out for 16 hours. The accident was terrible, and also that I was supposed to consider myself lucky that I survived it. It took me 4 long months to heal physically and another year of therapy to get over this incident mentally and be able to look at the positive side to it. In that year, I realized a lot of important lessons for my life, beginning right from the time when I had hurried into getting married to when I got divorced. Life pointed out all my shortcomings, and after seeing the other side from so close of a view, I became a better person every day. I believed firmly in the Almighty's power and knew I would be brought to the path of righteousness if I tried hard enough. And I did. That's when things in my life started getting better. Although healing is a lifelong process, I still got over a lot of things I thought I never would. My near-death experience overall gave me a new life, a refreshed chance to start my life all over again. And I did everything to make the most out of it. That's all for today, folks. We hope that you thoroughly enjoyed today's episode with us. To share your thoughts regarding this latest video, do comment down below and let us know your valuable feedback. You can also support our channel by clicking the subscribe button and turning on your notifications so that you never miss an update from us. Until next time, stay blessed.